pictures of Playboy bunnies, Victoria's Secret models, and actresses appear everywhere one looks, whether it's on posters, on the television screens, or in magazines. All of these women have one thing in common, and that is that they are all beautiful, usually size 2 women who seem to have no physical flaws whatsoever. Because of this, men and teenage boys get an idea of what their ideal girlfriend should look like. And this puts a lot of pressure on teenage girls because they think that they have to look a certain way in order to attract the opposite sex. Breasts happen to be a main concern for teenage girls due to what they see on posters, on the television screens, and in magazines. In fact, in 2009, 209,000 teenage girls underwent cosmetic surgeries, but breast implants, also known as breast augmentation, were the most popular. As the number of breast augmentation surgeries is increasing, people are starting to wonder if teenage girls understand all the positive and negative effects that this surgery can cause. Teenage girls need to understand that the negatives outweigh the positives, and that teenage girls are not mature or informed enough to make such a life-altering decision. Some background on the breast augmentation surgeries is that the Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, approved silicone breast implants for women 22 and older, and saline breast implants for women 18 and older. In December of 2004, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons took an official position against breast augmentation for teenage girls younger than 18 years old. Yet, there is still no reinforcement today. As a result of this, teenage girls and women ages 16 through 77 undergo breast augmentation surgery, according to the Journal of Women's Health. Despite the big age difference, they all have the same reason for undergoing this procedure, and a study conducted by researchers at the Lee Moffitt Cancer and Research Center proved this by asking women, "Why did you get breast implants?" And the most frequent response was to improve my self-image and self-confidence. Yes, having a positive body image and self-confidence is important, but is it more important than your health? There is a positive to undergoing breast augmentation surgery, and that would be that it does give most girls a better self-image and an improved self-confidence. In a study, out of 22 women, 12 were pleased on how they looked and felt in their clothes, on their improved sex life, and their improved self-esteem. High self-esteem is important, but teenage girls need to understand that that is the only real benefit they will experience, and that there are far more negatives. Breast augmentation surgery, just like any other surgery, can cause negative effects on both women's health and on their social life. And a study conducted by Arizona State University professors found that negative health experiences after undergoing breast augmentation surgery could include infection, capsular contraction, which is the hardening of breasts, implant rupture, breastfeeding and mammography complications, extreme fatigue, and more surgeries. Another study also added to this list by saying being in pain since the surgery, breast muscle pain, implants being too heavy for one spine, itching breasts, and breasts being tender. That same study found that 10 out of 22 women felt ashamed after undergoing breast augmentation surgery after getting responses from both their family and their friends. and that they felt guilty due to the such high cost of the surgery. Also, every woman has to undergo a mammography at some point in her life, whether she wants to or not. And having breast implants can cause this task great difficulty. Women who have had the mammography procedure and had breast implants have complained about breasts rupturing during the mammography, implants interfering with the mammography, pain or change in their breasts afterwards, and a delayed cancer detection attributed to the implant. An astonishing fact is that 22 to 83% of breast tissue goes unseen during a mammography due to breast implants, which can lead to a delay to detect cancer and causing 55% of cancerous tumors to go undetected. Breast augmentation surgery also has negative effects on one's social life. This could include poor health and fatigue, which can lead to a loss of jobs, financial problems, experience strain or breakup in relationships, stresses in family relationships, withdrawal from social activities, and a physical inability to perform daily activities. A woman who underwent breast augmentation surgery described her life afterwards by saying, "My poor health was responsible for my poor work performance and lower income. My partner left me, and I was unable to do much socially due to extreme fatigue." There are countless other stories just like this. And a study by Arizona State University psychology professors found that 398 out of 714 reports retrieved said that women's lives had changed for the worse after undergoing breast augmentation surgery. Finally, breast augmentation surgery can cause lifelong diseases such as lupus, Still's disease, and autoimmune inflammatory syndrome induced by adjuvants, also called ASIA. A study conducted by doctors and researchers at the rheumatology department at the hospital in central Mexico found that half of their 2,496 patients in their study met the criteria for lupus, Still's disease, and ASIA. This can be brought on by a silicone breast implant rupture, which can happen very easily. To this day, there are still no cure for any of these diseases, so that makes a woman's decision of undergoing breast augmentation surgery a life-altering one. Teenage girls have an increased chance of experiencing any of those negatives due to having the implants in their body for such a long time. Teenagers are at that awkward point in their life when they are dissatisfied with their body appearance the most, and teenage girls especially are more likely to take drastic measures to improve what they consider to be their physical flaws. It has also been proven that teenage girls do not stop growing until their early 20s, so that means that their breasts won't be fully developed until then either. And if a teenage girl undergoes breast augmentation surgery without being fully mature, she will just cause more problems and surgeries for herself later in life. So, teenage girls are not informed enough or mature enough, both physically and mentally, to make such a life-altering decision of undergoing breast augmentation surgery. Teenage girls first need to be informed of all the consequences, both good and bad, and then decide if it's more important to look good or to live a long, happy, and healthy life.